Okay, today we are playing a game on Rialto. We are in the Silver SR range, and we will be playing Junkrat the entire way through. We are also on the console today, so consider yourself forewarned. So, let's start the game. So, enemy team, all tucked away up there. We've learned they have a Farah. Dreadful news for us as Junkrat. Not much we can do about that one. Now, the convenient thing about where they're standing right now is it is really easy to just bounce grenades on the wall behind them, and then they're just getting clapped from behind. Reinhardt's not going to stop and block those, is he? So, that's a really unfortunate place to be standing versus a Junkrat. We even managed to drop a grenade right on Mercy's head. Isn't that absolutely incredible? And now we're going to hop a bit further. We could have tried to chuck our concussive mine over at them as well, try and do a little bit more damage to Junkrat's shield, but hey, you know. So we've managed to assassinate the Zenyatta. This is the thing with Junkrat, is it's kind of easy to assassinate someone if you get on them when they're not paying attention. That's not really that unlikely to happen either. People frequently don't watch that door, so if you come upon a support standing by there, that's just gonna kind of work. It works more often than you'd expect. Eventually people start checking it, but it takes a while to get to that point, to be perfectly honest with you. I like the lateral thinking, trying to bounce the grenade on the ceiling to get behind Reinhardt's shield. Could also just, like, push through his shield at that point, like, we're likely— oh, Jesus Christ, that was scary. We're likely to kill him before he kills us, so we could have just walked on through. Hanzo's right next to us here. Just chuck a mine at him. I would have preferred if we shot him once, or at least tried to shoot him once as well, because we don't know how healthy this guy is. And we don't know if the mine's going to finish him. In all likelihood, he's not full health, so it's pretty likely that this mine will finish him. But I'd rather just take, like, an extra shot in there just to be sure, you know? Or try to be sure anyway. No guarantee it hits, but, you know. So, Moira is currently sipping Roadhog. That's going to take an awfully long time to sip that man to death. You know, it'd be a lot like sitting down and trying to drink an entire bucket of lard, but you'd feel healthier for having done it, question mark? Moira would anyway, at least. Moira's a strange character. So we've got Riptire. We do want to just, like, use Riptire as soon as we can, because Junkrat charges his ult really fast, and Riptire, it's not quite the free picks it used to be. People have generally gotten better at killing the tire now, but you still want to just, like, get it out there and try and get— well, I mean, this is true with, like, all ultimates. You want to use it as quickly as you can so you can start building the next ultimate. We've been sitting on this Riptire for a while now. We even could have tried to get Mercy's Valkyrie with it, because she's— we got some walls that we can use here to try and run the tire up towards the Mercy. And when Coalescence started happening, Mercy's likely to stay— I fucked every part of that up. Transcendence started happening, so when that's happening, Mercy is likely to start hanging out in the area, and Transcendence is not going to save you from Riptire either, so we might have managed to kill the Valkyrie in the Transcendence, but we could have used it way sooner and just tried to get her over the rooftop. She would— Silver Mercy, she's definitely not expecting a tire to come around the roof corner for her. No guarantee it works, but you know. So we're using it now. We've been sitting on this one for a while, but hey, you know, we've gotten there in the end. Oh. Okay. All right. A little bit of latency, you know. It worked out. We got him in the end. It's a little bit awkward. I haven't been checking how often we've been using our trap. We do want to, like, have the trap out. It's out there somewhere right now. I don't know where we put it down, though. Somewhere behind us. Do want to just, like, throw the trap down somewhere, just so that it's doing something rather than nothing. Like, right now the trap isn't really doing anything because it's so far behind us and the cooldown's up. We could have just, like, chucked it down in the, somewhere in the archway here in case the enemy team starts pushing into us and then it's going to trap someone. I was about to go back because I was going to point out we haven't seen Reinhardt for a while. So he's probably up to no good because we saw Reinhardt— when did we see Reinhardt last? Come on, YouTube, you can do it. We saw Reinhardt here, right? He goes left, and then he never comes back. Right, we don't even catch a glimpse of him again for the next few seconds. If you don't— Reinhardt walks off screen like that, and you don't see him again in, like, 3 to 5 seconds, like, even a glimpse of him using Fire Strike, he's up to no good somewhere. Right now, he could either be going left down the staircase to try and flank us and Earth Shatter us, or he could be going above us to drop down and try to Earth Shatter us. He did indeed try to drop down and Earth Shatter us, but he kind of fucked it up. It wasn't a good play, and it didn't work out for him. but we weren't ready for it at the same time. Anytime Ryan's gone for, like, any reasonable length of time, be suspicious, you know. He's one of those heroes where if you can't see him, you should be suspicious of that fact, because you should be able to find Reinhardt pretty easily. Other candidates for that are McCree and Soldier. If you don't see them for a length of time either, they're up to no good. They're meant to be out there doing, like, consistent DPS, so as soon as they're gone for a few seconds, be suspicious. I don't know when we put our trap down last. I don't know if we actually put it down since I said that previously. I haven't been paying close enough attention. I'm sorry, I'm bad. It's okay. We've put it down now. This is likely to get broken if he uses it. Yeah, right, see? So that's a little early to throw it down at that point, just because it is likely to get broken by accident. But we do just want it out there, like, somewhere, doing something, you know. It's one of those things where, like, the longer the cooldown sits ticking, while there isn't already a trap on the field, or a trap in a potentially useful part of the field, there's time that cooldown's doing nothing, which we don't really want to do. Something else along efficiency-wise for Junkrat is trying to make it so that you aren't sitting at 2 concussive mines for an extended period of time. For the same reason you wouldn't want to be sitting on 3 blinks for an extended period of time as Tracer. That's just time that you could have used the cooldown. You could have used the cooldown, had it ticking and regenerating while you still had one in the back in case you needed it. Either to get away or kill somebody. You've got one in reserve, and you're just having the cooldown do something rather than having it sitting there doing nothing for a period of time. So we got Red Tower again. Here comes Doomfist. When there's a Doomfist on the enemy team, and he's doing stuff like this, just, like, throw a trap down in the vague vicinity of your teammates. There's a strong likelihood you'll manage to snag that Doomfist by accident. We did hear Moira. I was going to say we heard Moira start using Graviton. We heard Zarya start using Graviton. There was a dragon situation going on at the time, but we could have started using Riptire then to try and get the people in the Graviton. Again, we've been sitting on this Riptire for a little while now, and it hasn't been doing anything. All ultimates, you want to get it out there as soon as you can so you can start working on the next one. And Junkrat's is frequently a free pick on the bad man, which is nice to have. Not always, people have gotten better at it than they used to be, but it'll still get you a kill a lot of the time. So, Winston's running around using Primal Rage right now. We threw a trap down. Kind of late to try and get him, but we threw it down. Didn't manage to catch him. Such is life. Doomfist all up in our face right now. Makes it easier for us to hit the Doomfist, at least. You know, there's that. Silver linings. It's important to find the good in a situation that seems completely hopeless, as it often feels when Doomfist is, you know, trying to fist you. Managed to not kill Lucio, but we bumped him far enough away that we managed to capture the checkpoint. Hooray, won the game. Didn't win the game, won the round. Maybe won the game, don't know. How much time do we have to spare? We had over a minute to spare, fantastic news. Now, if they get it to the end in overtime, they don't get a time extension, because we have more than a minute left on the clock. So if they finish in overtime, no extension for them. No, I'm an idiot. We're on a payload map. They get the extension no matter what. That only works. They would only not get the extension on a control point, a 2CP map, or a hybrid map. Payload, it doesn't matter. You'll always get the extension as long as you get it to the end. I don't know why. I was just like, Rialto is a hybrid map. It's definitely not a hybrid map. Anyway, I get it just feels, you know, I don't like Rialto, okay? Leave me alone. The first point frequently feels like a hybrid map, just getting it to the end of the fucking courtyard behind us. So, our trap has been doing nothing for a while now, this one I know. I just went back 10 seconds, and we still haven't put it down yet. Just, like, throw the trap down there, at least. You know, they broke it over there ages ago. We could just, like, throw it over the edge onto the payload and have it see if it catches somebody. Because if somebody gets stuck by the trap in a bad situation, they die, right? Like, it's a long crowd control effect where they can't move. If nobody helps them and they're in a bad spot, they died. Similar to Sleep Dart, you know, if you catch someone with it in the right position, they're fucking dead. So at least just, like, throw the trap out in the vague vicinity of the payload. People are likely to go over there, and you never know when you're going to catch somebody that's, like, hard to hit as well. Because the dream is that you catch somebody like Lucio or Tracer on your trap, right? But we've had no trap on the field for, like, a minute right now. We definitely want one on the field somewhere. So their Junkrat tried to just, like, kamikaze into us, which, you know, that's what Junkrat players do. Didn't work. You know, doesn't frequently, but that's how Junkrat players are. So we got Riptire. Again, we want to use Riptire as soon as we can. Largely, you know, just playing Junkrat, like there hasn't been too much to report on. We're spamming into the area. We are trying to kill the bad men when presented, but we're just, like, suppressing the bad men, which is Junkrat's ultimate goal, just to suppress them. We just haven't been as efficient with our cooldowns as we could have been during this game. Here would be a good time to throw a trap down behind, at least, or somewhere in the area of Roadhog, because he's getting frozen and bullied right now. So we can throw the trap down to try and help him get away. And then we could also throw a concussive mine either into the cluster of men behind them, or at May to try and give Roadhog a little bit of breathing room, so that he can hopefully get away from the bad men, rather than just getting, like, chain frozen in front of them. He didn't die to that anyway, so hey, if you don't get punished, you don't have to learn. But we could have tried a little bit harder to help that guy. So at this point, half our team got killed by, or trapped in Blizzard, which is not good, and sure enough, things aren't going well. We're trying our best to get some kills here, but we shouldn't really be trying anymore. We should either be trying to die faster, or we should have just disengaged, or tried to disengage immediately. We were behind them, and they didn't know when we were in the lobby over there. I didn't start the pen. I'm sorry. Hold on. Give me a second so that I can draw this rather than talking in abstract terms. We were, like, over here, and they didn't seem to know that we were there. We were about in the building over there. So we could have just, like, gone to try and get away from them, rather than going like that, which is definitely not getting away from anybody. This is just, like, trying to kill people at that point. When, even if we kill, like, 1 or 2 people, that changes fundamentally nothing, because we're 1v6 at that point. We're better off just dying faster or getting away. Or trying to get away, at least. We had, like, a decent chance of getting away. And if we went that way and they suddenly started chasing us and we weren't going to get away, we could throw ourselves in the river and deny them a little bit of ult charge, if nothing else. Anytime you're in a completely hopeless situation, if you can find a ledge to throw yourself off it so the enemy team doesn't get any ult charge. They might laugh because you threw yourself off the map. Ha, he walked off the edge. You don't want to give the enemy team ult charge. This is especially true if you're playing a tank, where you could feed them, like, a lot of ult charge if you delay their deaths, or your death. Roadhog players love to do this. Oh no, this is not... No, they don't know. Never mind, I guess they don't know that we're doing this. She still didn't notice, huh? Yeah, throw that trap under her. Yeah, there we go. Not quite fast enough to actually catch her, but that's the right idea. I guess they just are gonna let us do this, huh? We definitely shouldn't be getting away with this, for the record. This is one of those plays where, like, they are bad, and they're just letting us do this. May even saw us at one, like, she, like, looked at us at one point and just, like, continued to ignore us, so, you know, that's cool. Again, like, try to use the mine to finish them. Like, this guy coming is probably full health. It's very unlikely he's taken any damage. The mine will not kill him. Try and throw a shot into him first, so we finish him off. Also, that door that we were peeking through right there is a good place to just leave a trap whenever you're defending there. Just, like, right around here-ish, so that it's, like, covered by the door frame as well. Because anybody that walks through is usually just going to go and hug the wall, or pretty close to the wall, so it'll usually just catch them. And then if you're defending at the other doorway, or near the arch in general, you'll be able to just, like, peek through the doorway and try to kill that person. If it's a tank, you won't, but, you know, you can at least try. And sometimes, like, Lucio players love to go through this room. You know, sometimes you'll catch a Lucio and kill him, and that's pretty sick. Yeah, it's just a generically good place to leave a trap. People frequently try to go through that way, and frequently squishy people will do it. Like, Soldier and McCree players will usually try and go through that doorway to try and, like, peek someone through the door, you know, stuff like that. That Junkrat was in a really unexpected place. Damn, he was lining this one up. He was like, I'm not missing. I'm not fucking missing. This guy doesn't know I'm gonna walk up right fucking behind him. He came from a really unexpected place, so, you know, I'm not gonna bemoan that one too much. Yeah, you know, we might have been able to hear him walking up behind us. Junkrat has fairly unique sounding footsteps, but, you know, we'll not complain about that one too much. Could have thrown a trap down way sooner. We didn't throw a trap down at all, but like, right around, I mean, that would not have been a bad time, but like right around now, this guy, like, we're a big cluster of people over here. He's gonna come towards us. Now's a good time to just throw a trap down right in front of us, because he's fairly likely to jump onto it, or at least near enough to it to get vacuumed to it in the near future. I'll just, you know, be thinking about the trap cooldown a little bit more. We haven't been really leveraging the trap very much, and the trap can frequently just get you a kill. There was a question in the email about the trap, but I feel like at this point we've addressed most of the trap. The email question is a little bit adjacent to what we've said so far, so we'll answer it anyway. But, you know, you're probably getting a rough idea of how to use the trap at this point, given I've talked about it about, somewhere in the region of 17,000 times, you know. But that's me. I like to repeat myself a lot, because that's easier than thinking of something new to say, frankly. So, try and do it as much as you can. Here's Winston. Winston, like, I wouldn't say their Winston player's been getting massive value so far. He's, generally just kind of been a little bit annoying, but, you know. And Moira's a risky one to go for that exact reason. At that point, I would have probably started circling Mei like a shark. I was like, as soon as she comes out of this, I'm gonna fucking get her, dude. Partly just to be like, fuck Mei. But then she just used Blizzard over here. That's the other consideration to make. Mei didn't use Blizzard that entire second checkpoint. So she definitely has Blizzard right now. So if we circle her like a shark right there, it's a reasonably free kill, unless she pulls off a really sick wall maneuver as soon as she comes out. And then we kill an annoying hero and negate the risk of her ultimate for at least this team fight. You know, this is the thing with, like, Riptire, is that sometimes you get to just choose someone gets to die, and then if you're afraid somebody has their ultimate, you can just, like, run the Riptire at them, and hopefully get them. And depending on the hero, you can get it reasonably free. Like, Mei, as long as she doesn't ice block you, is pretty free as far as it goes. We should really change to a faster hero, or a more stalling hero to try and get out here now. Like, change to a faster hero to get out here and stall, or just change to somebody who's better at stalling once they arrive, like Mei. We got out here anyway, so hey, you know. It's not exactly a long walk regardless, but you get the idea. So we've actually managed to start fending them off. I would say largely thanks to us, to be honest with you. Like, we managed to avoid a C9. It got kind of risky. And we managed to kill their main healer quite early in, so they lost a lot of staying power at that point. So we're sending Riptire out right now. It's a little early to send Riptire out, but they're going to just be coming. This time we got her, didn't manage to get the Mei, but we killed their main healer. I would have rather waited a little bit long. I would have rather waited until they had like 20 seconds on the clock rather than 30. Or maybe even less, maybe like 15, you know, just a little bit longer, just because now Moira is gonna get back in time for that one, or for this fight right now. Like, she's arriving late, as we can see, but she's getting back in time to stall. If we kill that Moira 5 or 10 seconds later, assuming the exact same kill happened, but 5 or 10 seconds later, she might not get back to this team fight, right? We're at least making it less likely she'll make it back to the team fight. I get right idea, just like send it out there, try and stop them from getting back to the point, but again, I'd rather wait a little bit longer. 30 seconds is still long enough for a lot of people to get back in time. So just a little bit longer, only by like 10 seconds or so. Hey, we got played the game. Good job, us. Which one was this? Oh yeah, it's right here. You know, you know, this, I would say this is play of the game, because I think they would have gotten it right there if we didn't get those kills. I mean, we killed their healers. Good job, us. And we did a fair amount of damage. You expect Junkrat to do a lot of damage, but for a, a relatively short payload map, that's pretty good. So let's go over to the email now. The direct question is, also I use the trap heavily more as a reactionary or mid-fight ability, especially against tanks like Rhine or Hamster. Is that a good use, or should I just focus more on shooting, etc.? So, I already talked about how we didn't do that exact thing in the email enough, where we were thinking more about just shooting the bad man rather than throwing the trap down. Putting the trap down takes, like, no time at all, right? Like, you're gonna miss, like, half a shot, timing-wise, for having thrown it down. And sometimes it just gets you a kill. Like, if it's in a decent spot, sometimes the trap kills someone. So, it's, try and have it out there in a spot where you're reasonably likely to get somebody. And yeah, if, like, somebody's coming at you in a team fight, or somebody you think is about to start coming at you in a team fight, just throw it down, and maybe you'll catch him. If you can catch Winston, like, in his Primal Rage, you waste, like, a few seconds off of Primal Rage, which is, like, pretty big, Anytime you can deny someone a little bit of time on their ultimate is huge. I guess sometimes you just kill people, dog. Sometimes somebody just steps on the trap, and they're out of position on the trap. So you kill them. And it feels really good. So, yeah, use the trap, like, a lot more. We could have used the trap cooldown to hopefully, like, set a few things up more. And the other question was kind of a bit more nebulous, where it was just, like, point out where we could have gone for some plays, and the plays that were bad, but we were just, like, getting away with it anyway. We didn't really do many things I was like, yeah, we definitely shouldn't have gotten away with that, except for the thing on the second checkpoint where we were behind them for a really long time. That was definitely them being bad and just not reacting to us, but hey, At the same time, like, we ended up in that position and it started working, right? Like, if you start doing something and you are getting away with it, it doesn't really matter. Like, if you're gonna get away with it when you're in that position, just keep doing it. Like, when you make a bat, like, wait, don't go in expecting that to work. But we, like, ended up behind them. I don't know if it was intentional that we went behind them or not. If it was, don't do it intentionally. But we ended up behind them, and if it was unintentional, and we're like, they're not looking at us. Just keep doing it at the same time. Like, sometimes you end up in these weird situations, and you're like, I shouldn't be here. But if they aren't looking, and they aren't reacting to you, just keep doing it. Don't go out there intentionally, like, doing it, expecting it to work, because they were bad and they shouldn't have let us do it. But if it starts working, why stop? Right? Like, why stop if it's going to work? But yeah, that was the only one where I was like, we should not be getting away with this, but we are getting away with it. Like, something like the thing right at the start where we, like, came out that doorway and assassinated Zenyatta, like, that looked like something we shouldn't have gotten away with, but to be honest with you, that play isn't that risky. Because you, like, imagine we come down that staircase and we see somebody looking in the doorway checking, right? We just walk up the staircase again. And we're completely safe, right? Like, doing that isn't even that risky. Especially as Junkrat, that hallway's so small that even if somebody does, like, we come around that corner and we see someone and they see us, we just, like, walk up the staircase, throw the trap on the staircase and keep walking. If they walk around the corner, they step on the trap, we throw the bombs down, we kill them, right? Unless it's a tank, then maybe we don't kill them. But even maybe we do, if they're, like, a 400 health tank or something, right? Yeah, so, like, that, like, looks like an outrageous thing, but, like, really it's pretty low risk. Unless somebody, like, is literally stood right at the corner on the staircase waiting for you, you're gonna be fine. So, like, that kind of thing is actually fine to do. And hey, sometimes you just get to kill a support, right? Like, we got a free pick on Zen. That's rad. Yeah, anyway, so thank you very much for watching. If you did, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer. If you felt I answered your question from the email inadequately, please let me know and I will try to expand further. If you haven't already, you can join our Discord and ask questions more directly and have a conversation about them, or just shitpost with us. I've started streaming on Twitch Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 8 PM EST till 11 EST. There's a link to the channel in the description. And if you managed to make it all the way through the video and somehow still enjoyed it, please like the video and subscribe for more content of middling quality in the future. And I hope you found the video helpful.